line out. Yeah. On Facebook or on Twitch. Give us a shout out to the audience Bro, you're not connected. The Wi-Fi. Whatever you are down. Okay. What up, y'all? What up? What up? What's happening? Malik Shabazz. This is Chicago. This Chicago. This Chicago. Malik Shabazz.
That's right, man. What I do, man. No matter what the genre is, it can be house, hip hop, dance hall, soca. Gotta cover it.
This Chicago, this Chicago, this Chicago, this Chicago.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all some true Afrobeat.
Sometimes I feel that we try to make each other sad. Things we do, how we make each other feel so bad. We got so far, we could not be having so much fun.
So from the hottest dance right now on social media, this is this song right here. It's called 66. True Afrobeat music right here. Y'all ready for it? Let's go. Oh! Monster. It's a monster. Yeah. It's a monster track. I love it. Love it. Let's get it, y'all. Let's go, let's go. Yeah.
What the music, y'all?
Getting it in with DJ Malik Shabazz, official DJ of the WNBA 2021 Champion Chicago Sky.
This is Chicago. This is Chicago.
One more track and we'll sit down for the interview. Yes, he is experimenting and bringing the heat, Louis. Bring the fire, says Louis Green. Kendall Lloyd says, I love the experimentation. Two minutes to sit down.
sugar, 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 a sugar, 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 a sugar, 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 and me, yeah. Going to the disco, yeah.
That's what to say that. Yeah, I can do. Okay.
It's time to turn up with the official DJ for the WNBA World Champion Chicago Sky, DJ Malik Shabazz.
We are ready to sit down and hear from the man who just put on a stellar performance for us in studio on the ones and twos. DJ Malik Shabazz. We're going to have him join us over here at the console and get into some conversation about how all this came to be. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We're going to bring you up on the mic as soon as I connect you.
Okay.
Here.
All right. I stay ready. You know that.
Preparedness, proper preparation. That's right.
Yeah. I stay ready. Yo, baby, yo.
All right. All right. We are here with Malik Shabazz at the console. Everybody tuned in. Give DJ Malik Shabazz a nice vintage house warm welcome. So we just had a fire set, and we appreciated him putting in the work tonight here on the Vintage House Show. Your main man Mega on WNUR 89.3 FM, Evanston, Chicago, and HD1. And we want to hear from the guy who just put it down for us and who's been putting it down all season for the WNBA Champion Chicago Sky. What's up, Malik?
What's good? What's good? How y'all doing, man? How you doing, man?
I'm thrilled to have you in studio here.
I say, what's up, man?
Yo, yes, the Noops are on air. Hashtag Noops on air is trending tonight.
Yeah.
As we are brothers in the noble clan of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and of course in house music. Tell us how you got to house.
Man, I remember I was 4 years old, going on 5. It was that summer.
That's pretty specific.
Yeah, we was in my grandmother's backyard, and some of the older house heads from back in the day know who this guy is because they came through him at one point in time. His name was DJ Frenchie. So he was set up in the backyard. So he was working for my uncle. My uncle owned a club on the west side called the Kitty Disco. And another one was on the radio back in the day. I can actually say it. It was WJPC. So he had a show called Professor Hill. So, I mean, his name was Professor Hill. And it was like a jazz show.
Okay.
So I had him, another uncle who owned the club, another one of my uncles who have done a lot of business with the legend himself, Frankie Knuckles. That's Reggie Dunson, and of course Dennis. And I've been around those guys since then. So let me tell you about that story. In the backyard, which is across the alley from where Jesse Saunders stayed.
He's taking us into the hood with this story, y'all.
So
bear with him.
That particular day, I saw Frenchie playing on turntables. It was the 1971 version of the Techniques. It still had the pitch on the side though, and I was just watching it. And at one point in time, I had just asked, could I just do it? Because I saw it. So he was just like, man, you don't know what you're doing. So mind you, I'm 4 years old going on 5. So he let me do it. I remember I grabbed some Teddy Pendergraft stuff, some old the Harold Melvin and the Blue Note stuff, and OJs and all that type of stuff, the early 70 disco records and stuff like that.
Some rich soul music.
And so when I began to put my first record on the turntable, I seen all these DJs' names on the scratch pad, like signatures. I saw Frankie Knuckles' name on there. I saw Ron Hardy's name on there. I saw Farley's name on there. Andre Hatchett. I mean, all these great DJs, I seen them on there. So back then they were I think teenagers or something like that, early teenagers or whatever. So I asked Frenchie, could I sign it? He was like, no, because this is for great DJs. And I told him, I said, one day I'm gonna be great, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna sign your.
Where is this slip mat today? I mean, this is an artifact that we need in the archives of the Vintage House and Dance Music.
Yeah. So
Research and Archiving Foundation.
It was 1976, the summer of 76, man. The first time I actually touched turntables.
So from 76 to 2021 has been an incredible journey for you. Tell us a little bit about that progress. Where'd you go to high school? Did you DJ for your high school? And what was happening at that time?
Well, from the 70s and the 80s, of course, we all was listening to the Hot Mix 5 and those DJs from back in the day. So that particular journey, when I really started to DJ out, it was in grade school. So I went to Murray, St. Columban, and St. Denis on the grade school side. And my childhood best friend had turntables. I had a couple childhood best friends that had turntables, so I was always at their house all the time.
Go ahead, name drop your boys.
Practicing. Okay, so we all lived on Calumet, so he's the actual drummer right now for Barry Manilow. So his name is YL, Yolanda Douglas. So I was always at his house all the time, practicing in his basement. Then another guy lived on Prairie. His name was Kenny Snake. So I used to go over there and practice. And then there was a couple other guys in the neighborhood who had it. So that was the 70s, late 70s and the early 80s. And then from that, I knew Pink House. I knew Barbecue Bobby and Walter Get Down Brown, all those guys.
The KKC crew.
The KKC crew. So they allowed me to come up and just watch them learn. And then the JB expert himself, James Jammin Kelly, he had formed a young version of Friday Night Audio. It was called the Friday Night Network Connection. So mind you, I was in 5th grade then. I was the youngest one that was allowed to play on that. That was 1983.
You may very well be the person that was the youngest to get in the game.
Yeah. And a lot of people really don't know that, but some do. The ones that grew up around me, they know that. And 1982 was the first time I got on radio, and that was the other 89.3 in Chicago.
That's right, the South Side 89.3.
Yeah. And then I did that a little bit through high school, and then I got on other college radio stations throughout the city at Columbia and Illinois Institute of Technology station and all that type of stuff. And I was just building my brand, from grammar school and high school, and going to those parties at Mendel and the Music Box, places that I wasn't old enough to get in.
Yes, of course.
But because I knew how to dress, I was able to get in because of my sister and all the DJs that kind of knew me back then, because I was always around them just watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
what high school was that again? You went
I went
to
to
the litany.
Hirsch.
The Hirsch High School crew represent
Hirsch House School. That's a house music school right there, man.
Hopefully, the
house music all day.
Hirsch alumni are tuned in and are supporting and representing Malik.
Yeah. So, man, I got a whole lot of stories, man. This can go on for hours, bro.
So tell us about why house music. And when you were doing your set here, you talked about being able to hit a number of genres, but talk about why house. What's important about house music to you?
Well, to me, house music is just the name of it, but the flavor of that particular style, it touches your soul in ways that you can't even explain.
So you gotta elaborate a little bit. Is it a spiritual thing? That's the colloquialism.
A thing, a body thing, a soul thing.
Yes, sir.
And they gave it that name, house. I know how it came about. There's so many different stories how
we collect them all here on Vintage House. It's all right. You can add to it.
Frankie and Larry Levan and Garage House, Warehouse, all of this type of stuff. But to me, it's just real feel good music, man. And for me, like, I take a lot of different types of music and make it feel good.
I love that definition because it definitely has a opportunity to make you move, to soothe.
Yes.
And it soothes the soul, the spirit, the mind, the body, all those things. So when you're on the decks, what's your process for, selecting the right record for the right mood, for the right dance floor experience?
I mean, any DJ know that, just like my boy Steve Mickey Maestro, who's checking in right now, Mortimer Snurd, the third, checking in. Like, it's a vibe that we create within ourselves that the people love and the people give it back to us. So it's like a connection between us and them. And we kind of collaborate with our vibes. And that's how, like, when I was up there playing, I didn't know what I was going to play.
Okay. You didn't have it pre-programmed, right?
Yeah, I was just going off the vibe of what I was doing.
And so you didn't have a crowd here. I was in the building, but, I'm going to groove regardless. So
only because I know how I've played those particular songs before, not in that order or whatever. It's just like, once one record come on, it's like you'll feel something else in that particular time, and you be like, man, this record will sound good with that, and this one will sound good with that. This one is that, and then you just keep building off that vibe, and then here it is. You have a what I call it, the iambic pentameter.
A what? Drop that term on us one more time.
Iambic pentameter. It's like a flow, man.
Oh wow, this is like some Back to the Future-esque terminology, scientific. Of course, this show is the Philosophical Cruise edition of Vintage House, but I've never heard that term before, and I'm learning something new tonight.
Yeah.
So, look, there's clear prestige in your current role and responsibility. Talk to us about the journey to becoming the 2021 WNBA Champion Chicago Sky DJ. And of course, you were the DJ throughout the season, not just when they became champions.
Man, just to go back to that moment, man, when the clock said 0, I've never felt anything like that ever in my life. To be like right there in the the trenches of it with the fans and the team. Those years that I have been with the team since 2006.
Okay, it's been a minute, 15 years.
Yeah. So I've seen the team at its highest. I've seen the team at its lowest. And when we got Candace Parker, at that moment, I was like, we're going to win the championship. Everybody said that. We was like, yo, we finna win this championship this year. And we had some injuries, but I wasn't even worried about that because our team is kind of experienced and they know how to play and we know how to win. So we
got depth. Absolutely.
So we already have the best point guard in the league. Got the best shooter in the league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. The formula was in. Yeah.
And Ali Quigley, he went to DePaul. And of course, Candace Parker. Then we got my homegirl, Kalia Parker, who was the actual playoff MVP. She stepped her whole entire game up. And
she was electrifying.
Man, it was like a collective effort of just everybody just wanting it so bad. Even the fans, it's like our energy just poured into them and they gave it back to us by like playing the way they did.
Talk specifically about your contribution in the Wintrust Arena during game time or halftime or whenever the moments avail themselves for you to sort of bring that energy. Talk about that.
So I'm going to talk about this particular moment. We were down 15 points in that game that we clinched to win. Two of the managers of our team actually came over to me and was like, Malik, we need you right now. We need you to get these players turned up. And I didn't know what to do in that moment because it was just like, man, what the heck is going on? Like, we cannot be losing this game, man. Like, please don't lose this game. And in those moments, after they had spoke to me about that, two of the managers came over to me. First thing that came to me was that Rocky thing.
I was watching and I heard it playing.
And when that played, it seemed like the whole entire building just went to a whole nother octave of sound. And it was something spiritual that came from that did something to the players. I don't know what it did, but Big Mama Steph came in and gave us some crucial minutes and some crucial buckets, and that kind of kicked off, and it got contagious. And then they started playing a lot of defense, got back in the game. Candace Parker hit that three to tie it up. You know, they called it timeout.
Yes, sir.
I played the Eye of the Tiger right after that.
Yeah.
The energy level was going in. You know, they went up a couple more baskets, and I just started to build like on songs, just kind of poured in to those players, and they just felt that energy. So when I do stuff like that, the players are listening, and the fans are actually getting into it as well. So when I'm orchestrating that type of songs in that flow of a game like that, everyone kind of gets into it.
So it's a critical role. You're a member of the team. I saw something on social media that seemed to imply that you were sizing up your finger for a ring.
Oh yeah.
That will be issued to the team, the front office staff. Is that the case?
Oh yeah. It's gonna take a year. You know, we ain't gonna get them things until sometime next year. You already know that. But we were
ring
at a Bulls game last week, and the Chicago Bulls actually honored the team. And when we were in the luxury suite,
nice.
You know,
we saw you.
The guy was there, and I was like, man, okay. You know, let me just go ahead and get my ring. I mean, my finger sized up, and we talked about, other type of, designs, and, throwing ideas, on what I may get on mine.
Okay.
It was, it
You
was
know,
like an in the moment type of thing. And I was like, wait a minute, it's my turn to get mine. So it just kind of happened.
we welcome exclusives here on the Vintage House Show. You can tell us. We won't tell too many people.
Oh man.
But okay, we're gonna come back to that one. Talk about this. We're seeing an increasing connection of house music to sports, particularly here in Chicago, where we actually have a soccer team, an athletic club called the Chicago House.
Yeah.
We've got the Chicago Sky with a DJ who can rock house music. What do you see as that growing connection between this genre that has been really associated with a lot of things, a lifestyle, the LGBT community, the African-American community of the South and West sides of Chicago? Now there's actually a team named after the genre.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you were playing house music throughout this 15-year run.
Yeah.
The Chicago House. What do you think that connection is about?
Well, it goes back to what I had said earlier. Like, that style of music is it just does something to you in a way that you can't even explain it. It's that iambic pentameter flow, man. It's a style.
I'm gonna ask you to spell that out in the comments later when you watch this show again. The iambic pentameter flow.
Yeah. Matter of fact, a couple games, the playoff games, I had posted, some stuff or whatever. The photos, from all of that, and Mr. Allen King gave me his approval of what I was doing.
The King's Court,
and I feature a lot of house music, like when I'm playing those games, because I want people to understand this is Chicago.
Absolutely.
So you have to get some of this,
because this is the birthplace of house music.
Yeah.
Period.
So I've done it even for the Bulls as well. So I was doing the Bulls as well too. But Chicago Sky it's more of a family orientated like organization, man. Like everybody is like close up there.
That's a beautiful thing.
I love working for the Chicago Sky, man. They've been taking care of me since 2006, and I've been going above and beyond since then. Whatever the organization may need, is like I may see something and I can call the owners up or someone who is like the director of a department and be like, hey, what you think about this? And they actually listen to me. Like my input is actually accepted. Like they want to hear that from me because they know I'm out here.
Well, all the makings of an organization that can get to the highest pinnacle of the game, the champions, 2021 WNBA Champion Chicago Sky. Congratulations. This is Skytown.
Skytown, baby.
A house town. And we are in studio with DJ Malik Shabazz, also my fraternity brother, member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Yo-Yo to the Noops, tuned in tonight. With just a couple of minutes left, you want to talk about that set, that fire set that you kicked off the show with. Tell us a little bit. You called out one of the Afrobeat tracks that you developed or that you mixed. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, a lot of those songs are like trending on social media site. So when people wasn't really paying attention to like Afrobeats, I was already playing it. And there was a few others who was also playing it as well. But that particular track is like literally the hottest song on social media right now. They're doing all types of dance challenges with it. So I wanted to, kind of play that and feature it, and just let everybody know that hey, Chicago supports Afrobeat music. So pretty much. So that's pretty much it with that right there.
All right. Well, we're
I
getting
just wanted to, just feature that, that flavor of music.
we're getting ready for the next show, but as we do that, I always ask my guests, and of course, shout out my co-host and our executive producer, my co-host DJ Lori Branch. Love to Lori, love to executive producer Lauren Lowry. Missed you all in the studio. Of course, when we are able to, we're going to get the gang all back together in studio at the same time, and perhaps have you back.
Yeah.
But I also want to ask you a philosophical question. So it has to do with the team that you support, the Chicago Sky. Think of a future with the Chicago Sky, and today the hardwood is certainly the place where they play. But what if fans could be immersed in the game through things like augmented reality or virtual reality, and they could also play in the game or coach in the game? What would you do differently in terms of your role with the Chicago Sky if you could be an augmented or virtual reality team member with the Sky? What would you do? Would you play a position? Would you coach? Would you just integrate yourself into the hardwood that they play on, or the hoop?
I would probably do multiple things, but since I'm in IT, of course, I want to get into the development of it.
Talk to us. Yeah,
I want to develop that, write the code for it. So my mind is already there anyway.
So in 2 years, we'll be doing a virtual reality championship with the official DJ of the 2021 Chicago Sky. Wow.
Yep, I'm on the 2K game.
So
when the Chicago Sky play, you will see a black bald-headed guy, and then
I love it.
Asian guy that's sitting right next to me. That's us.
How about that? We've got a official DJ, a NBA 2K character here, a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, a DJ extraordinaire, as our guest tonight on the Bennett Child Show. It's your main man, Mega, always trying to bring the best stories from the icons, the pioneers, the trailblazers, the promoters, the DJs, the artists. And we do it here every Wednesday night, whether it's the Bennett Show Spotlight, or it's my co-host, Lori Branch, or it's DJ Carl Jenkins. We are the Bennett Child Show, and we're going to get out of here now and invite you to tune in next Wednesday, 10 p.m. Central, here on WNUR 89.3 FM and HD1, Evanston, Chicago. It's your main man, Mega. Be safe, be well, and see you in a few weeks.
See you guys.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Augmented reality, 2K and stuff. That would be killer.
Yeah, it's kind of already there already.
For real.
Oh shoot!
All right, I almost got this thing together.
You're putting in a lot of work over there, and I want to key you up.
All right, so I'm not sure where this one's supposed to go. And That's you? Fantastic. That is you. Yes. Okay. Great. All right. What's your name, by the way? I'm Tyler. Nice to meet you. It's great help. Okay. I also don't know where the session now is supposed to go. It's in the out.
So basically,
All right. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Vintage House. In case you missed any of the show, it'll be up again on our Facebook page and on YouTube, thedjchannel.com. Appreciate you, and we're out.